Hello there, guys. This is part 2 from last episode, and I'm going to show you of how to do everything that we missed in the last episode. And to start off, let's get to building the hands. This that you see here, I'll explain later, but let's just get to the hands for now. So the first thing you're going to do is that you're going to go in edit mode, and you're going to come to the arrow over here next to X, Y, and Z. You're gonna pull it out, and there should be a thing that's showing this. You're gonna be clicking on the rule. You're going to be clicking backspace, and you're gonna click 0. You're going to hold Alt while you click Enter. And then once you do that, it should look something like this, and they should all be still facing forwards. But once you do that, then you could pull this back, and then you are going to go into pose mode. Oh yeah, and also you're supposed to select everything before doing that, and then have the main palm as the active selection. So let me just redo that. And then when you go into pose mode, everything should still be selected, but select these fingers and click here and do individual origins. Now when you rotate them, they should move like regular fingers, and it should work fine. And if you have the X thing on, you don't really need copy it to the other side, because it should still work fine. They are still going to break, but we can fix that up. Just copy it to the other side and you should be good. Okay, so the next part that we are going to do is that, so right now everything is just connected to the torso, but we need a platform to set everything on. And so we're gonna go into edit mode. We're gonna come down here to the waist, or you could select any bone, but come to a side angle, click E and then Y, extrude it out. Click on it and do Alt P and do clear parent. Mine's already cleared because I'm on a new version, and I already clicked Alt P when I was doing it. Drag it to below your character. Then you are going to select these bones that are on your character. You're going to select, also make sure your X axis is off. You're going to select the 2 bottom feet, the knees, the upper torso and the lower torso. Or if you have like a spine, just do like the top of the body and the waist. And then, I didn't select it. Next, you are going to select the hand and elbow bones. You are lastly going to select this bone and then select the main middle bone. Then you are going to do Control P and keep offset. Now when you go into pose mode, you should be able to move it around with everything coming with it. And this would be a lot easier for walk cycles. And now, let's get to coloring the bones, and then we can start doing all this fancy mechanics. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by here. You're gonna be in pose mode, you are going to select a bone, then you're gonna come over here to bone options, you're gonna scroll down to viewport display. There should be a thing called base color, and I'm gonna set mine to red, because this shows like everything's connected to this. It's kind of like the weight painting. The red paint is having full effect, and that's what this bone is kind of doing, having full effect of the whole entire body. And if you want to see of what it looks like, it's right here if you were wondering, and then it should just look something kind of like this. And the whole entire purpose for doing this is like sort out your bones in different colors. I color all the main functions like the ankles, the knees, the eye mechanics, like the elbows and the hands green. So like I would know like what does affect on that specific object. So I'm just gonna go around and select these things to be green. And another thing I like to do is with the arms and legs, I either make it yellow or green. In this one, I'm gonna make them yellow because this is also just gonna show like how much that bone does to that bone. And again, if you're having trouble with this, it's probably because you're on an older version, because this tutorial works for 4.0 to 5.0. Well, more likely 4.0 and up. But just like that, it should look like this. Oh, and same thing with the eyes. I also like to color them yellow. Also, I will do later in the video of how to add eyelids to your character, because I wanted to do that last video, but I didn't really have the time to do it. But in this video, I will. But anyways, now let's get to the box modeling, aka this, and then we can get to the eyelids. The first thing you are going to do is you're going to come back to object mode. You're going to come to add, empty, and you should give me this options. I'm going to click square, or you can make your own by going into edit mode, taking any shape, editing it, and deleting all of the faces besides the main outline. But for now, I just use squares because they're easier to do and you're able to warp them in the future. But while that's there, we are going to come back. We're gonna select the rig, go into pose mode. So here, I'm gonna use the main base as an example. And so you are going to come over here to where you changed your color, aka you're gonna go to bone, viewport display, and you should open a tab called custom shapes. There should be custom object. You can either type it down if you name this, or if you're in a 5.0 and up, it should give you the eye drop. You could just drag it over here to your box and click the object. It should it would change the item, and if you did it correctly, it should look something kind of like this, empty 1001, because I didn't really name it, but that's basically how it should look like. And then below that, there will be a transportation, rotation, and scale. I usually scale and location on it. I like to actually increase these. So I'm gonna do 11 for here. 11. Actually, we'll do it to 12 and 12. Let's just. Oh wait, that's actually increasing. Sorry. I meant to do it that way. Sorry. But we'll do 14, and we are going to shrink this down to 1. And then with this, we are going to go to the y-axis and drag it to the middle. This doesn't really affect anything. All it does is make it easier to click on and easier to tell of what it does. It's still going to do the exact same thing, but it makes it a lot cleaner, and you don't have to keep on looking at these exact same triangle-like shapes. And again, you could copy this to any object, of what I did for here. This is how some FNAF models used it. That's actually how I figured out these eyes, but I didn't watch a tutorial. I just kind of copied of what I did for the arms onto that. And with the legs, since they're kind of the exact same thing with the arms, and this is for everybody who has a lanky character, try to make all the legs and the arms have the exact same type of rig things. You see these knees and the ankle pivots, you're going to copy that over here. So for me, they're 3, 3, 3. So I'm going to come over here, do this. I'm going to drag it all the way down to 3. Oopsie, 3, and then 3. If yours is set up in the middle, like it's not too small, it should line up directly in the middle of your object. And just keep on doing that until you get something that you desire. And again, if your character is cartoony, kind of like mine, it should again look something like this. Since my elbow is a little bit bigger, it did change the size. But I usually have mine like this. Then just copy to the other side. And again, you don't have to do this step. I just do it because it makes everything more clear. And also, you don't just have to do it for here. You can also do it to the feet. You can do it to the legs. You can do it to the eyes. I just like do it like this. So when I do IK movements or FK, I could use these or I could use these. Because since it's for like beginners, I'm not gonna get to like the switching mechanics, but maybe in a later video, like maybe part 3, I might add that mechanic. But once you're done with that, then we can get to the eyelids, and maybe I might make a part, or I might add the mouth movement. But for now, let's just do the eyelids. Oh yeah, and also come back to object mode and delete the square once you're done adding all of these. And now let's get to the main eyelid movement. For this part, I actually put up a different model. I mainly just made this one real quick, but this is just a show of how to make like an eyelid. So you're going to select your bone, you're gonna go into edit mode. Then you are going to extrude up. You're going to drag it to the end of your eyelid just like this. And make sure it is perfectly aligned. Then you are going to disconnect this by clicking Alt P and then clear parent. Mine's already cleared, so I don't have to worry about that. But just drag it a little bit up, and if you have like an eyelid up and below, just do the exact same thing but below. Then after, shift select this, do Control P, and then keep offset. Okay. P, keep offset. And then once you're done with that, depending if like you have a more human character, like the eyelid is connected to the skin, you're gonna do with automatic wigs and then weight paint it. Or if you're in a case like me, you're going to shift select that. No, you're actually going to shift select the eyelid, then the bone. Then you're gonna go into pose mode, shift select this, Control P, and then bone. Now, when you go back, just select the rig and you go in pose mode. Now when you move this, it should, oh wait, oopsie, it should move the eyelid. I accidentally connected it the wrong way, but just do it the other way that I did, and the eyelid should close. Like if it's closed, it should directly line up with this bone, or if it's open, just go like this. And to make it more easier to see, I'm just going to redo it real quick. Hold up. Okay. But now when you do this, the eyelid should move like that. And also when you move the main eye, the entire eyelid should be moving with it and not without it. Okay? And it should still work. And make sure the eyelid is always a little bit bigger than your 3D model. And if it goes all the way back, I recommend you to have clipping, so then it would hide under here. And if you have a lower eyelid and you pull it back, it would have like a little, like, as an example, if you have a FNAF character, it would make this spot all like black, or if you have your eyelids to be gray, like as an endoskeleton, then it would be like gray and it would hide all the mechanics. But that's basically part 2 of how to rig. I hope you liked today's episode. It may have been really short, but it's because we mainly went through everything than last time. But anyways, see you later, and bye-bye. And also hope you like it.